Reese traded. The Lynx just got blown up by free agency after back-to-back heartbreaks. The Wings spent money like they just a girl, and the Sky went from franchise malpractice to a possible playoff contender in a week. The cap went from $1.5 million to $7 million overnight. This is the wildest WNBA offseason in 30 years. Let's get into it. Over 100 players hit the market at once, and as of right now, the dust hasn't even settled. I'm breaking down every major move. This is Swoosh Society. Let's go! The new 7-year CBA took 7 long months to grind out. Jumps the salary cap from 1.5 mil to 7 mil. The Supermax goes from 249,000 to 1.4 million. The minimum salary is now more than last year's Supermax, over $300,000. Almost every vet timed their contract to expire this offseason just for this moment. Over 100 players hit the market at once. That's why this week has been totally insane. Let's start with the move that started everything. The Chicago Sky traded the Bayou Barbie, Angel Reese, to the ATL Dream for 2 first-round picks and a second-round swap. That's what they got for a 23-year-old that led the entire league in rebounds for 2 straight years. A 2-time All-Star that averaged 15 points, 13 boards, and had 23 double-doubles in 2025. She's like Dennis Rodman with a much better face card and beat. But was a trade wrong? She was their franchise player, but the Sky went 10-34. She told the Tribune she wasn't settling for the same stuff. Sis got suspended for a half a game. Fans wore free Angel shirts, and her reaction to the trade? Posted in Dream Gear Hours with the caption, Angel's Dream. ATL, what up? Angel goes to a 30-14 Dream Team with Rain Howard and Alicia Gray. Atlanta is looking scary. And Chicago, 5 future first rounders and a rebuilding plan? So we hope. So maybe both sides actually won. Everyone is clowning Chicago after the Reese trade. Most calling it franchise malpractice. But then Chicago went off. They signed Skylar Diggins, 7-time All-Star, to a 2-year deal. Skylar gonna come in there like a drill sergeant because she expects to compete and win. She averaged 16 points and 6 assists last year, one of the all-time elite passers in the game. Skylar went to Notre Dame, and she grew up 90 miles from Chicago. She's home. Then they added Ezra Stevens, a 6'6" stretch big. At 3 years, $1 million per. She averaged 13 points and 8 rebounds in 2025 and shot 38% from Trey. She won a title with this Sky team in 2021. And then our good sis to a 1-year deal, former most improved player, first team on defense. Then they signed Elizabeth Williams to shore up the middle, 2 years, 1.2, fully guaranteed. That's depth that they did not have. Chicago also traded for JC from Washington. The Sky gave up a 2028 first rounder. They then traded Ariel for Rickea Jackson, the 4th overall pick from last year. My baby Rickea gonna show him something this season. I expect her to work her way and be their number 1 scoring threat. Their starting lineup: Diggins, Jackson, Carrington, Stevens, Cardoso, and Williams coming off the bench. That's not a bad basketball team. So maybe from franchise malpractice to actually might make the playoffs in a week? That's kind of crazy. That's WNBA Free Agency 2026. And we can't forget OG BG. Brittany Griner signed a 1-year, 7-figure deal with the Connecticut Sun. I have to guess this move is about BG coming home when the team moves to Houston. But the fact that she got $1 million deal in any climate says everything about where this league is at right now. Dallas Wings went 10-34 last year, tied with the Sky for the worst record, but they got PG, last year's Rookie of the Year. They went all in around her. They re-signed Enrique, the franchise all-time leading scorer, to a 7-figure, multi-year deal. She took less than her max to give Dallas some flexibility. Enrique believes in what they're building. Then they signed Alana Smith, the reigning co-defensive player of the year, to a 3-year max. Their GM called her their top target. She had 80 blocks last season. 80. Then there's Jessica Shepard, signed to a multi-year max deal. She led the W in field goal percentage last year at 63.8. Awa coming back from Europe. And they also added Diamond Miller via trade from the Sun. And they fudded around and found out on draft night. Bueckers, Enrique, Smith, Shepard, and Fudd. Dallas went from laughingstock to legitimate threat. Do not sleep on them. Now let's talk about the team everybody feels bad for, the Lynx. They went 34-10 last year, the best record in the league. A 2-time finalist, Nafisa was the front runner for MVP most of the year, averaging career highs 23.7 boards. She even joined the 50-40-90 club, only the second player in WNBA history to do that. And then, with 21 seconds left in Game 3 of the semifinals, AT stole the ball from Collier. Collier went down, twisted her ankle, fell to the floor in pain. Cheryl Reeve, the head coach, saw her franchise player on the floor and lost it. She was ejected from the game and then suspended for Game 4. So in the elimination game, the Lynx played without their franchise player and without their coach. They lost. Season over. But after the game, Collier went off on the WNBA commissioner, Kathy Engelbert. Nafisa referred to WNBA leadership as the worst leadership in the world. She ain't wrong though.
We go to battle every day to protect a shield that doesn't value us. We have the best players in the world. We have the best fans in the world. But right now, we have the worst leadership in the world.
In January, Collier announced she needed surgery on both ankles. Double ankle surgery, a 4 to 6 month recovery timeline. She missed all of Unrivaled, but the major question heading into the offseason was, will she be ready for May 8th? The Lynx had their entire lineup as free agents, all 5 starters, plus their top bench players, and every single one of them got paid elsewhere. Bridget Carlton, taken number 1 in the expansion draft by Portland, gone. Natisha Heidelman, gone to Seattle. Then Dallas came in and took the whole front court. Alana Smith, their co-defensive player of the year, gone. Jessica Shepard, gone. And Dejanay Carrington, gone to Chicago. Natasha Heidelman and Courtney Williams, the stud buds. They had a massive following from their Twitch stream at All-Star Weekend. Non-stop streaming, fans obsessed with them as a duo. And they're splitting up. Heidelman to Seattle, Williams re-signing with Minnesota on a 2-year max. It's a sports version of a breakup. Lynx fans, and honestly, we all are genuinely grieving this one online. So what did the Lynx keep? Well, of course, they cored Nafisa. Supermax deal, she's back. Kayla McBride, locked in for 2 years. Courtney Williams, half of the stud buds, back at a 2-year max. They added Natasha Howard, 2 years at 1.4. Returning to the city where she won a title in 2017. And Nafia Coffey for front court depth. They have Olivia Miles in the draft. And if Collier is healthy, the Lynx, with the right pick, could still be dangerous. But now they're walking into 2026 with a lot of uncertainty. Las Vegas Aces, they in dynasty mode. Ages locked in. Jackie signed the first ever 7-figure contract in WNBA history. Chelsea locked in for 3 years, fully guaranteed. And Lloyd locked in for 3. The entire core is back. The New York Liberty, Stewart, and Ionescu locked in before free agency even opened. Stewart literally quoted, "Good luck to everybody else in free agency, but I'm not a part of that." Then they added Satu Sabali from Phoenix. And they re-signed JJ. 4 All-Stars, 1 roster. That's terrifying. Then the Indiana Fever running it back with Kelsey signed to the Supermax. Clark, Boston, and Mitchell. The Fever are building on last year's momentum, and they didn't blink. Kelsey Plum took a discount to go back to the Sparks. She could have gotten max money, but she took $1 shy of $1 million so the Sparks could bring back Nneka Abumake. Nothing but respect for the junkyard dog, KP. Nneka, the 10-time All-Star, left Seattle and went home to the LA Sparks. Posted, "It was always see you later until I'll see you soon." Derek Hamby, back on a 3-year deal, $3.5 million. And Gabby, the leader in steals in the W, first-time All-Star, all-defensive first team, left Seattle for the Golden State Valkyries on a multi-year deal. The Valkyries GM says she's one of the best defenders in the world. Golden State just got very real. The Toronto Tempo spending money like they mean it. Toronto signed Marina and Brittany to the first ever $1 million backcourt pairing in WNBA history. Mabry alone is $2.4 million over 2 years. Toronto ain't here to lose. The new era is real. Kalia Copper re-signed with the Phoenix Mercury for 2 years, and DeWanna Barner is also running it back with Phoenix. They kept everybody together, but Sabali. AT also re-signed. The big stars, they're all staying home. The drama was never about them leaving. The drama was about everyone around them moving. That's what makes this free agency different. Stars held, the supporting cast reshuffled completely. And that's going to make the most competitive WNBA season we've ever seen. Training camp opens April 19th. The season starts May 8th. This is going to be wild. If you made it this far, Swoosh Society is your spot. Subscribe and hit the bell. The WNBA draft was last night, and we're cooking up cold draft grades for every team. Drop your grade below in the comments right now. I want to know, is the Lynx window closed because of Nafisa's injury, or did the front office mishandle this whole thing? Let's debate it. Drop a comment now.